Hello friends, and welcome back to Enterprise Architecture. Now, last episode we took a left turn and started investigating Pneumaticraft. We got through a lot of that mod, not all of that mod, but enough that we can now manufacture the highest level pipes and all of the upgrades that we really need to get much further with that. Now, we are going to be doing not that much Pneumaticraft, probably didn't need to spend that much time in the pack as I did, but I'm really tired of everything exploding around me all of the time, and we need a better way to approach that. So, that's what we did. Now, today we are getting back on track with getting our Stellarium ingots, which eventually will get us to the osmium ingots. But we have a few things we have to do before we get to that. So, with no further ado, let's dive right in. So we have been stuck here in the age of information for a while. We haven't made a whole lot of progress here aside from slowly getting closer to be able to get tar. We have not finished Melodium and Stellarium. And the reason for that is we have a couple of things I wanted to do before we get there. Now, notably, to get to Stellarium, we are going to be needing, if I remember correctly, a whole lot of power. That is a whole lot. 500 million FE is nothing to sneeze at. So we need to do a couple of things here. We need to spend some time to upgrade our reactor so that we can produce that much power. That means optimizing our reactor setup. That also means going through the Powah mod a little bit deeper so that we can actually store that much power. That is a significant amount, and we also need to upgrade our rods so we can actually do this charging in a reasonable time frame. So today we are going to start working our way along upgrading the Powah mod and upgrading our reactor. Now, the good news is that most everything in the Powah mod takes EMC. Not everything I think, but most of the stuff that we are worried about will be EMCable, and that means that we can take advantage of our transmutation tablet to get a lot of stuff for free. So we're going to work our way to at least climbing up all of these various crystal types to start. And then we're going to work our way up building as many of these creative energy, or these energy cells as possible. Hopefully, eventually we will be able to get to creative. I don't think creative is in this pack. Yeah, it doesn't look like it. So we'll have to work our way through that. So let's work our way through these different Powah crystals slowly but surely and upgrade all of our system as we go. So the first thing that we want to do here is go from energized steel, which we've already made, to blazing crystals. Now, blazing crystals need to energize a whole bunch of blaze powder, or we can just energize a blaze rod. I think that's going to be the easier thing to do. So let's go ahead and grab ourselves some blaze out of our system. Oh, we've already made blaze rods. That's even better. So that means we don't have to make it in our squishing machine as I normally would. Well, let's come over here and drop this on there. And it looks like it's already starting to charge up. Oh, and we are already at that crystal. Well, it's a good thing that we had a bunch of power stored in our battery. I will say that. Okay, so let's teach it that. Okay, wonderful. So that is blaze crystals. Now we need niotic crystal as the next one. And for that, we're going to need diamonds. Easy enough. We have diamonds laying around. And can we get it out of this system instead? I don't know why all of those items aren't showing up in this crafting grid. I suspect that there is a limit to the number of items that refined storage will show from the transmutation interface. I think that's what's going on here. Okay, this is charging up really quickly. And yes, I could upgrade all of these energy rods. I'm not going to do that until this starts getting slowed down too much that we can't keep up. So I think that's the plan here. Okay, there's that crystal. What's next here? Spirited crystal. What do we do to make those? Oh, emeralds. Well, that's easy enough. We have emeralds as well. There we go. Let's just grab one out of our system, and we will teach it that. I feel like there was probably something that we needed to do to get emeralds. Oh, just the Philosopher's Stone. Okay, I was a little worried that there was another quest line that I'd kind of jumped right over, but it looks like we didn't. Just by using a block of emerald, we didn't miss out on anything here, so I don't feel bad. Just wait a second here for this to charge up our lasers. All right, going a little slower here, but that still took less than a minute, so no worries about that. We can teach this to our system. Okay, what's next? Nitro crystals. Okay, so that requires a nether star, 2 blocks of redstone, and a block of blazing crystal, which we make from regular blazing crystals. All right, so let's take our blazing crystals. Oh, nope, looks like we still have to get it from here. All right. Blazing, there we go, and we need 9 of those, 8, 9, okay, and then we can craft one of these, block of blazing crystal. Good. Okay. Let's teach it that. And I just need to look at that one more time because I went by way too fast. 1 block of blazing crystal, 2 blocks of redstone. Let's see here, redstone, 1 and 2, and a nether crystal. Whoops, spelled that wrong. Okay, nether star, right, not crystal. Okay, wonderful. And we can drop all of this onto the platform here. All right, there, and there. Great. Okay, and that needs 20 million, so that's going to take another second. Actually, you know what? This is a good time to start upgrading some of our rods. So I'm going to go ahead and pull 2 off here. And let's see here. Can I teach that as well? Of course I can teach that as well. Wonderful. All right. So let's see here. Let's go ahead and make the next rod up. Let's see here. Can I make blazing? What's the highest level I can actually make? Oh, so every one of these is going to need the previous level. So at a bare minimum, we are going to need to, we taught it the basic, right? There's the checkbox. So let's teach it hardened next. Can we make our hardened capacitor? Yes, we can. We're going to teach it that. And you know what? Maybe this is maybe just rush capacitors real quick and make all of these. So what's next? Blazing. Can we teach it this? Can we make a blazing? Let's do that. Let's make a niotic. Okay, let's make a, whatever the next one is, a spirited. And we can't make a nitro yet because we haven't taught it nitro. So let's just drop all of these in here. Good. Okay, so there's a hardened. There's that learned. Okay. Blazing. There's that learned. Great. And can we make the niotic? Yeah, we can. Okay. 1 niotic. And then can we make the spirited? Yes, we can make the spirited. Okay. So that's good. So let's go ahead and make up a bunch of spirited rods. 2, 3, 4 maybe. Oh, and then the other thing we're going to need is cables. Let's see here. Where are our cables? I think we only have basic cables right now. Oh, and we haven't taught it any of these. All right, so let's go ahead and teach it how to make all of our cables. So we'll start with this. Oh, and it doesn't look like it knows how to make a tiny capacitor. Okay, easy enough. Tiny capacitor. And we will make our starter cables, and we will make our basic cables, and keep on going up the chain here. You got that? Yup. Easy. Better. And spirited. Good. Okay, now we drop all of these back in here. Easy enough. And then we make ourselves a bunch of spirited cables. Let's do, I don't know, I don't think we need this many of them. Let's do like 16. I think that's going to be more than enough to route everything around here. And then we can just go over here and replace all of that cabling. Yes, we only have 4 here. That's easy enough. All right, so we grab all that. And yeah, let's put these down here. And now we can put in place our new rods. Did I do that wrong? I did that wrong. Okay, let's put this down here. We're going to put this down here, and so forth. So those are only giving a little power at a time. I suspect it's because I need to upgrade our pipe upgrade here. So this we have taught it. Can we upgrade this as well? Let's see here. What's the next upgrade above this? Oh, we don't have netherite. Okay, what do we need to make netherite? Let's see here. Netherite has an EMC value. And pressure chamber platinum. All right, we need 1 stack of platinum ingots. Well, that's easy enough because we have actually been making platinum. And it looks like we've already taught this platinum as well. So platinum is being made in our automated sifting system. So let's go ahead and drop in this stack of platinum there. And we had upgraded our advanced air compressor here, but now we need to put heat sinks on it because otherwise this thing just heats up way too fast, especially using our Aeternalis fuel. That cooks real quick here. So we are just waiting for that to cool down a little bit here, and then hopefully that will then start picking up the pace a bit. All right, and there is our single piece of netherite. We are going to teach our transmutation tablet how to make netherite. Wonderful. All right, so this is sucking pretty much all of our power out of our system, so I think we need to turn this off temporarily while we deal with all of these bits and pieces of nether. All right, so now we should be able to use this to make our next tier of upgrade. There is our ultimate pipe upgrade. We are, of course, going to teach this to our system as always. Pipe upgrade. Is there another tier after this? It says ultimate, and generally ultimate means last, but oh, there's an infinity pipe upgrade. Of course there is, because ultimate doesn't mean ultimate anymore. Great. So let's go ahead and upgrade this real quick. There we go, and that'll be able to pull even more power out more rapidly. All right, and there is our nitro crystal, so we can teach this into our system. Wonderful. Now we have made some pretty good progress. All right, so now we should be able to make the next tier here. Let's go ahead and make up our blazing energy cell. Good. We'll teach that to our system. We have not already. Wonderful. Now we can then use that to make up our niotic energy cell. There we go. We'll teach that to our system. There we go. And now let's see here. Last but not least, we should be able to make our spirited. No problem, and we'll drop that in there as well. Wonderful. Okay, so can we make a nitro already? Let's see here. We taught the nitro crystals. Oh, we should be able to make a nitro also. So let's go ahead and do that. Nitro. And actually, we should probably go ahead and make up all of our nitro ingredients here. So there's our nitro capacitor. First things first, let's teach that. And then let's see here. We'll do the energy cell nitro. Great. Teach that. And let's see here. What else do we need for nitro? Let's just check all of the nitro things. We definitely need to make energy cables with nitro. And I keep clicking on the wrong space, which is fine. Let's just do this. Okay, and then we can do the energizing rod afterwards. So let's put this in here, and then let's do energizing rod nitro. Great. So before we can get much further, we do need to upgrade our reactor, because right now this is our primary bottleneck. We can't actually get enough power out of this to start doing the next level of charging up everything. So we're going to tear all of this down and build a new and bigger reactor. So first things first, we take all of our reactor components and we teach it to our system so that we can make as much as we want. Now, we are not doing a regular old tier 1 reactor. No. We are doing an advanced reactor, and that means we need to build ourselves all 3 of the key buildings here. We need to build ourselves a basic reactor. We need to build ourselves a heat exchanger building. And then we need to build ourselves the actual turbine building, which is a whole separate building that we're gonna have to build. So our frame is now complete. We just have to fill this up with stuff. Now we need to combine a bunch of things in here. We need some control rods, we need our fuel rods, and we need ways of cooling this. So I think what we're gonna do to cool this is use Ludicrium blocks, which I think we can manufacture at this point, even with our crafting grid offline, because we don't have any power at this point. All right, so Ludicrium is an interesting one here. We can't make the ingots directly. We don't have a recipe for ingots, but we do have a recipe for blocks. And as you can see, both of them are very expensive. So we should go ahead and teach both of these recipes to our tablet so that we know how to make them in the future. There's Enderium, and I think we know how to make everything else. And Plutonium we've already put into the system. So I'm going to add both of these, There we go. Both of them are pretty expensive for us. And now we should be able to make this through either recipe. This one I think is going to be a little cheaper for us at this moment, just because of the nether stars being expensive. I could have my math wrong there, but that's fine. All right, and now we can make ludicrite blocks. No problem. So, ludicrite. There we go. All right, so we're going to need a bunch of those. So let's start setting all of these up a little bit here. I think, oh, you know what? There's one more thing I want to make here. Do we have graphite in our system yet? Graphite. We do have graphite. Okay, so we should then be able to use graphite to make graphite blocks. Let's see here. Graphite block. Yeah, we can. Okay, so let's make ourselves a graphite block real quick. All right. As y'all might remember also, that plutonium we got back out from the system after we processed cyanide. So cyanide can be used to make plutonium. So let's lay down our fuel rods. Each of these are going to be in donut blocks, which again is the thing I always call these because of the first Sim City. That's what we would do for layout of city blocks back in the ancient days. And we want this to come just until we have 4 blocks from each side. So donut blocks all the way over to the edge, just leaving 1 space here in the middle of each, and that is going to be for our graphite. Graphite is going to go in the middle here. Okay, this is really hard to look at, but we do indeed have the right checkerboard pattern here, and now I'm just filling these in with our graphite blocks real quick. All right, and there is all of our fuel rods done, and now what we have to do is put our control rods on top of all of those fuel rods. All right, so there's the rough framing. Let's see if the reactor will form for us. We need a terminal. No problem. Let's put the terminal down. Now this is not done. We are just trying to make sure that our recipe is correct. That is not where that goes at all. Give me that back. Okay, 1 terminal and then 1 piece of reactor glass, and with any luck, yeah, so see that frame filled out, so we know that that did indeed work. Okay, so we can keep working on this now that we know that this is generally the right shape. The only thing that remains is to fill this in with something that can deal with the heat, these cooling blocks. Now, there's a variety of different cooling blocks that you can use. I think the original recipe I found for this reactor design actually had enderium and the gelid cryothium, neither of which are in this pack for some reason. I don't know why they're not in this pack, but typically you get those if you have thermal foundation, but we don't have those. So instead, what we're going to do is try and fill this up with lots and lots of ludicrite blocks instead. All right, so there it is, filled with ludicrite blocks on the casing, so that should be pretty good for us. And now all we have to do is set this up to actually be a active cooled reactor, not a passive cooled reactor. Now, the good news is that aqueous accumulators do indeed have an EMC value, so we can actually make a really short work of this by making up a bunch of them. So I spelled that wrong, aqueous. Let's make a stack of those. We're going to put that one back. There we go. That's doing its thing. Oh, and these can be augmented too. Maybe that's the trick. We do have augments ready to roll. So, oh, you know what? While we're over here, let's grab our 2 buckets of water that are going to be the start of our little empire of infinite water. All right, there we go. You can hear that gurgling. That means that these are moving along. Let's see. We have the thermal upgrades. What do we call those? Components? Yeah, not compressed. Yeah, there we go. So 3 tiers of components that we've done. So let's do 9 of these for now. 8, 9. There we go. And we'll hold on to our aqueous accumulators here. Let's install these real fast. And that'll just increase the speed, I think, of these without too much trouble. And then all we need to do is add our fluid pipes, and then each of our fluid pipes also is going to need to get an upgrade on it. So let's do this. All right, there we go. Coolant port. Okay, now it likes that. And let's go ahead and get our upgrades made as well. Let's see here. Upgrade, yeah. Ultimate pipe upgrade, we need... well, we're going to need a lot of these. So let's go ahead and start with like 15. I think that's going to be more than what we need. And then as we go through these, we need to take our pipe wrench each of these blocks to output. just like so. And then we will add our pipe upgrade into each of them as well once we get those all configured properly. Okay, those are all outputting, and now we just drop these in, so one in each. And you don't even need to actually click on these to open them. You can just right click and that'll go ahead and use them from your inventory. So this should now be filling up with water vapor. Okay, that's good. All right, so the heat exchanger, I've got an 11 by 11 platform here that I am framing, which again, we're not building the actual exchanger. I just want to be able to set it in place and know where it's going to need to live. So I think we come one block over from that wall, maybe 3 blocks over in case we have to route logistics. There we go. And that's going to be where that platform goes. And then our turbine can then go over here. And in the meantime, these will just be pipes connecting those. All right, great. Now it's time to go make all of our turbine pieces. So we don't need quite as big of a turbine as we did here. I think we can get by with like a 13 by 13 and make it a tall tower. I think that'll work just fine for us. And I think we can use ludicrite blocks for the power generation, if I remember correctly. So let's dump all of our extra bits and bobs in here. We're going to hang on to our ludicrite. We're going to need that. And now let's go to the reactor turbine pieces here. All right, so we need turbine glass, which we make with a turbine casing. So let's make a turbine casing. There we go. And again, what do? We teach it to our system. Good. Then we are going to need, let's see here, the glass. Good. We're going to need a fluid port. Great. We are going to need a rotor shaft. Wonderful. A terminal. Easy. Rotor blades. Also easy. A power tap. We are going to need, I think, a few of these. So let's give ourselves a couple. I'm not going to do a computer port. We've already got casings, and then we need a rotor bearing. I think we need at least one of those. So hold on, let me go ahead and teach these other items to our system. Okay, and now we should be able to make our rotor bearing. Great. All right, so we've built a 13 by 13 by 13 cube here. So we just put our rotor bearing right in the middle there, and that is going to be the top of this reactor. Okay, so this one works a little bit easier this time. So now all we need to do is get ourselves a bunch of turbine shafts, a bunch of turbine rotor blades, like a boatload of them, and then a boatload of ludicrium. All right, so the rotor shaft we want to build up right from the center here. This looks like the exact center. So we're going to build ourselves all the way up to the top here, or pretty close to it. There we go. All right, so that's going to be our rotor shaft here. And I believe the ratio that we want here is going to be 5 layers of ludicrite along the top, which I think just have to go around this. I think it's just a single donut around it. I don't think we need more than that. I think that should do. All right, so now we need the turbine blades. So let's go ahead and do a row all the way down here, just like that. And then we'll do a row all the way down here. Okay, and we do that again with our diamond wand. So let's do that, and that, and that. We're gonna leave ourselves a gap so that we can get out on that side. We will be back. So let's go ahead and give ourselves 5 power taps. Let's go ahead and give ourselves a fluid port, 2 fluid ports actually, because we need an input and an output. And then we can set these up. So let's do here and here. And here and here, okay. And then the turbine glass, we finish it just like so. Oh, and we need, of course, the turbine terminal. Turbine terminal, there we go. Let's put the power taps in place here on this side, and we are gonna go here, and here, and here. We're gonna do 5 all the way along this edge, like that. Okay, and that's just so we can make sure that we're pulling all of the power out here that we could possibly need. And then the terminal goes there. Oh, 2 rotor bearings, 1 at each end. Okay, that's why I screwed that up. Okay, so let's just get ourselves back in here. Actually, I'm not going to cut that out because that's going to be too much work. Let's go through here instead. And we will put in a rotor bearing right underneath here. Let's see if I can dig my way in a little bit. And rotor bearing. I keep forgetting that it needs one on each end. There we go. Perfect. Right, there we go. And then we take our output here, and of course we pull from there. And then all of these need our ultimate pipes. So let's put those on here. So you get one, and then you get one over here, just like that. Oh, that didn't work. I don't know why, but there we go. And then all we need to do is put our power taps on this side. So let's put our energy pipes down. And you know, at some point I probably are going to upgrade past this to mechanism pipes, but I think this will do us fine for now. Okay, there's that. And then these now need to get outputs on each. Let's climb up here one block, and then we can do this a little easier. There, there, and there. And then each of these gets one of these. There you go. Brilliant. So, in theory, if we have done all of this work correctly, we should get power the second we start putting items in here, and we'll have to start pulling power out of that one. So let's go back to our taps here. Let's grab our item pipes, and maybe we need 2 more upgrades. So let's grab our upgrades. There we go, 2 of those. Let's put our item pipes on here and here, and then barrels? I think barrels are the way to go. Barrel, okay, do a barrel roll on this. And last but not least, we are going to need uranium. At least to start, we are going to use a lot of uranium. Actually, maybe plutonium is the better way to go. Plutonium? Yeah, we can make a lot of that. So let's put that down here. That might not even be enough, but we'll find out real quick. Barrel there, barrel there. And then this one is going to be the input, and this one is going to be the output waste, and that's going to eject whenever it's ready. We just need to make sure that this is pulling from here, and then we add our 2 upgrades in as well. Upgrade, and then plutonium. So if we turn this on, it looks like we have enough water. Oh, it's using the water faster than we can put it in. Okay. We are going to want to turn this back off. And now we are going to have to upgrade this to add a whole bunch more water to it. All right, that is a boatload of water, I hope literally. So we will turn this back on and see if that improves the situation any. Okay, on. Water. Oh, you're still using all that water. Huh. Oh, and now you're filling back up. So that's the steam returning back into the system. Okay, great. So we do have equilibrium there. That's great. Let's check and see how our turbine is doing. That's spinning relatively slowly. I don't know if we're going to need to upgrade this. Oh, it looks like it's increasing. This is going to be best if we get it to 900 or 1800 or 2700 RPM, any multiple of 900 here. So let's just give this a little while and see where it levels out. While that is spinning up to speed, let's go ahead and connect our energy pipes over into our system over there. And actually, it occurs to me that this would be a better pipe, I think. 1 million FE per tick is better than 131 FE per tick. So let's go ahead and break all of this down here, and let's go ahead and grab our highest tier energy pipe that we have available at this point, which I think is the nitro energy cable. So let's grab those up, and hopefully those will be more suitable here. Yeah, that looks like it's working. Okay, so let's connect all of these up. There we go, and bring that into our system all the way over there. All right, so we're getting a 713 RPM. That's a little lower than our optimum speed here, and we seem to be using all of the steam. So this is going to need some tweaking to be able to get to optimum performance here. So I think we're in the ballpark, but it looks like, yeah, maybe the biggest problem here is getting the steam out. So it looks like, yeah, 10.6 kilobuckets of steam is what we're using. All right, so our limiting factor right now actually is fuel. And then let's go ahead and increase the storage on these. So this one gets an emerald, this one gets an emerald, and this one also gets a void so that we don't end up overflowing that with cyanite. So the last thing we need to do here is give ourselves just so much plutonium, it's not even funny. So let's just fill up our inventory and beyond here with so much of this. There we go. And you can see it immediately gets all used up. All right, now we are cranking. We are cranking through fuel almost too fast. And yeah, our temperature is definitely going through the roof here. So we are not cooling as efficiently as we should be. So let's turn this offline until our steam starts to subside a little bit here. And it looks like we are going to have to come up with more efficient pipes here, or do another row of pipes once this spins down. All right, so let's go ahead and make ourselves up a bunch more of our energizing rods here. Let's do 8 this time. I think that should be much more and closer to what we need to be able to set this up. Let's do like that. Could probably do even more than that, but I think 8's a good place to start. And we just need to put down a couple of more of rows of these, I think. So let's do like this. So we'll see how fast this goes with just the nitro ones, and then we'll determine if we want to upgrade. So now the energizing orb should be able to get all the power it needs for, well, everything we're doing. So, Stellarium. This requires a whole bunch of things that we can already make. I think we have EMC values for all of these. The only thing we're missing is a charged snowball. For that, we need a snowball. I think that's how this works. So yeah, it's going to turn these into stone, which is fine. But it should then turn the water into snow for us. Yep, that's living rock. Cool. Come on. Yeah, there we go. Oh, and it didn't let us pick it up. All right, let's see if we can pick this up with a shovel. Yeah, we can. There's our snowballs. Okay, great. So let's take our snowballs and teach it to our system. Perfect. And then we also will grab those back out here. Just need one to start. And this does have an EMC value, and when we charge it, it also has an EMC value. So let's throw it on here. And immediately that becomes a charged snowball. We teach it that, and we are good to go. So that means we are now on to Stellarium. So we need all 5 of these ingots. And the only other thing I want to do here while I'm at it is do some power storage here. So we need a much better Powah storage mod block. Well, we'll make a bunch of these and we'll see if it stores a lot or a little or what. Let me go ahead and put these down here. I think this is the way to do it. And build myself a little power storage array with these. And then we just need to wire up the rest of these real quick here. There we go. So yeah, 84 million MFE, 2 million, and 0 on the top ones. Okay, so yeah, this is ticking away here. So it's filling this one up first, I think is the plan. Is that right? Yeah, that one's going up. Okay, great. So at that rate, we should be able to make these relatively fast, I think. Everything except for Melodium, we should be able to make and has an EMC value. Melodium, it looks like we are going to have to make from scratch. That's the only thing I think we have not made more than a few of in our system. Let me double check that. I'm pretty sure we only have like 1 Melodium in here. Or 0. It looks like we have 0 Melodium. All right, so this needs charged amethyst, amethyst dust, amethyst shards, pixie dust, blaze powder, lumium, and elementium. So lumium is the bottleneck there, right? And charged amethyst as well, which I'm pretty sure we did make a bunch of charged amethyst. Charged amethyst. Oh, we have 1. We have 1 in the system. Okay, so amethyst clusters. Do we still have those? Amethyst. Now we have some amethyst dust. We have some amethyst shards. Let's see here. We had been making amethyst shards into crystals. Oh yeah, so we have a bunch of amethyst shards there. So yeah, there's a bunch more of those. Let's grab a stack of shards out of here. Put them into the crystallizer. Let that do its thing. We should also upgrade that. So components. Grab one of these and put in here instead. Oh, can it take both? No, it could take both. That's weird. Yeah, we'll only put the 1. I think it only listens to the 1, no problem. And then we will take our shards here and we're going to drop them into this and grind away Oh, but it looks like we are consuming too much power. So let me fix my power situation and then we'll be able to grind these. Right, there we go. We ground all of those up and we got a whole bunch more amethyst shards and a whole bunch more charged amethyst for our trouble. So we should probably just drop these amethyst shards back into the system. Might as well drop our amethyst dust in here as well, but not the charged amethyst because that's the only thing that we can't automatically make. Okay, so I think those are the 7 ingredients that we need here, and we should be able to just put this down onto our elven altar and have no trouble. Okay, perfect. That went really, really quick. Now we just need to get some living rock here. Where is our living rock? Living... Oh, we didn't teach it living rock, did we? Fascinating. Okay, no problem. We've got some living rock right over here. There we go. And we need to grab up our wand also to go with that living rock. So you go on there, and then let's grab our wand out of storage, and we'll use this on... Whoop, where did you... No, go on there. Perfect. All right, now we have Melodium. Okay. So let's make a few more pieces of Melodium while we're here. All right, and there is all of those. Now we have 16 pieces of Melodium. That's a pretty good place to be. And again, these have no they have no EMC value, so we really can't do anything with it except for sit on them. We're gonna just return all of our other ingredients into our system here so that we can get back to it later. So with that, I think we might have everything for Stellarium. Perfect. All right. So now if we take all of these back over here, we should be able to make it on our energizing orb real quick. All right. Going very, very quickly for us. Almost there already. I'm glad we upgraded everything. And here we go. Stellarium. And with our Stellarium made, that about brings us to the end of this episode. If you like what I'm doing here, folks, please do remember to hit that like button. That really helps me out a lot. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel. Last thing you can do is obviously leave me a comment. Let me know what we're doing right, what you like, what you don't like, or if there is something I missed or did completely wrong. I always appreciate those tips from everybody. Thanks again for watching Enterprise Architecture, and we'll see you back here next time. Bye, friends.